This is RBR Short Films 13, aka Ryan, and today I'm doing a quick video basically talking about that's a wrap on filming The Double Servants. I started writing this movie about the end of 2018 and wrote the whole script in 2019. The script was done by 2019, but then some rewrites happened, but not too much rewrites. It was like very little. And then filming was going to start in 2020. It was going to be spring of 2020 that I was going to start filming because early 2020 I was filming Insane Cage of Madness. Now originally that was one fan film. Now it's part one and a part two because of the pandemic. So I still have to film Cage of Madness part two. It's pretty funny that I filmed The Double Servants before part two of a two-parter. You know, it's the other half of the movie, and you know, but I shot a lot for Insane Cage of Madness part two right before the pandemic and stuff. So I have like a lot of scenes saved, but still a lot I have to film for it. It won't be as big of a movie as this though, because the Insane films are more psychological, you know, and The Double Servants is like a very slasher film. So, Double Servant, Double Servant, Double Servant. So, yeah, I'm pretty speechless that the filming is completed. Basically, I started filming some scenes in 2020, believe it or not. I think it was in the fall of 2020. It was around there. Is when I filmed some scenes, but then I couldn't film anything else until I had like a lot of actors. So filming didn't really start for the film or, you know, really resume until this year. And it was April of this year. And so this movie took about 2 months to film. The majority of the movie is shot. There is a few scenes that I wasn't able to film. And it's a lot of it is scheduling and timing and all that stuff. And there's some scenes that are missing, but I'm working around that. And also, there's other scenes that I'm going to be filming in the future for it. That'll add a lot to the movie and scenes that are actually in the script. So I just have to kind of rework some things a little bit. You know, when you have a big cast in your movie, you have like a lot of people. You have to make certain sacrifices and be very creative. It's a lot easier when you're the writer and director of a movie, because if something happens on set and something needs to be rewritten or changed, if you're the director and the writer, then you can be like, okay, let's just do this. You know, if you're just the director, you know, it's a lot more difficult because then, you know, you have to go to the writer, you have to talk to the writer, you know, there's that process. But when you're writing and directing, you have that more of that creative free space. I had a blast on this movie. I really did. It was challenging, but it was really fun. I just love making movies again. Just making films again was an amazing feeling. And being able to direct people and being a director again and acting in the movie, and it was just I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the people I worked with. And it was just a really fun movie. I think it's a really, really, really good sequel to the first one. It's different than the first one, but it's not too different. You know, it's still a Double Servant movie. It's just not the same plot all over again. It's definitely a little different. But that's the point. You know, you want a sequel to be fresh and original. You don't want it to be a repeat of the previous film. So that's what I did with this movie, is a opposite of a repeat. Because I'm not going to go ahead and make a sequel if it's going to be the same movie all over again. I always have to do something different if I'm going to make a sequel. So with this, it's a little different, but that's a good thing. It still has the vibes from the first movie, and there's still going to be a lot of that music and atmosphere. So it's going to feel like the same world, because it is the same world, but it's definitely its own movie at the same time. And you guys probably thought, The Devil's Servant was my most different movie out of all my films. This is even more different. It gets crazier, but I'm excited. I'm really excited to show you guys this movie. It's been throughout the whole pandemic, I had to sit and wait, and wait and wait and wait. When do I get to film this? And then I went ahead and did more rewrites for the script, because I had to do that. I got around to writing other movie storylines, story outlines I've created for future projects. I had the time to be able to do that. But getting back into directing and directing films again has just been an amazing feeling. And now it's done. There's just some scenes that I have to add, and anything can change in the future, where I might be able to get certain scenes that I wasn't able to get now. But I have a movie shot. So even though it's not the entire film, the entire script, because it is a big movie, the most important parts are there. So I can create a version of this film, and get that out on YouTube, and yeah, I can always make a director's cut in the future, and all that. But I'm just grateful that I have a film, even though it's not every single scene that was in the script, that I wasn't able to film. I'm just glad I have a movie, and I have a movie to edit. And now I can focus more on Insane Cage of Madness Part 2. I can focus on that now. So I'm going to be filming Cage of Madness Part 2 probably by the end of July, and August, probably all of August. And that's when I'll be done with that movie. So I'll have to, yeah, but that movie's going to be a lot easier to make than The Devil's Servants, because The Devil's Servants is just a much bigger movie, because it's just on a different level of filmmaking. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoy The Devil's Servants when it comes out. I have some behind the scenes. I have a behind the scenes, like, sort of featurette, I guess, that's going to be coming out real soon for the movie. And there'll be a teaser trailer. I'll be releasing, like a promotion for the movie, like, posters and stuff like that. All nonprofit, of course. But yeah, I'm going to definitely show you guys that this movie has been filmed, it's been made, and I'm in the editing process, and this movie's real, and it's really happening. And hopefully get you guys excited for it. I don't want to give away the plot, so whenever I do release a trailer, I want it to be a trailer that keeps you guys guessing, It doesn't really give everything away, And I've learned that from movie trailers, actual movie trailers. Some of them just show way too much, and those movies have like way more, material to show in movie trailers than my films, because my films are short films. So I have to be even more careful, with what I show, because the movies are shorter. But yay, Devil Servants is completed filming, and what's next is Insane Cage of Madness Part 2, and Devil Servants will be released this October, but right before Halloween Ends comes out, and then Cage of Madness Part 2 will be, I think, next spring. Yeah, Cage of Madness was originally supposed to be released June 8th of 2020, but then the pandemic, I had to make a two-parter. So part 1 came out in December of 2020. Part 2, I was hoping could have came out in spring of this year. Literally in the credits of part 1, I put spring 2022. And that part one came out in November of 2020. So here I thought we were going to be out of the pandemic a lot sooner. So when I got around to, like, getting back into making these movies and filming The Devil Servants and all that, I was like, wow, yep, so much goes for Cage of Madness Part 2 being released in spring of this year, and I really wanted it to. I am very, very disappointed that that couldn't happen, because this year marks 10 years since the first Insane movie. And this year, my old friends, one of my old friends, Nick Longo, passed away this year, and he was in the Insane films. And then one of my other old friends, Bobby Keane, he passed away a few years ago. So yeah, it's two actors that were in Michael's origin that are no longer with us. So this series is very important to me, and I want to end this series on a high note, and really pay respect and tribute and everything to the franchise and people that were involved with it. More news will be coming out about Cage of Madness Part 2, of course, and I will also will release a supercut of it when it comes out, which will be Part 1 and Part 2 in one movie. So you guys get to see what the film would have been if the pandemic never happened. So that's going to be probably the most exciting thing I'll be doing for my channel. Yeah, so stay tuned, guys. I have a lot of videos on its way, and of course movie reviews. I think I'm going to live stream soon, get up to date with you guys and stuff. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And anybody that's new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, and I will talk to you all very soon. All right, peace.